Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me Kagem. Okay, so today I have my Hermes Exotics guide for 2023. I was working on this video. I actually filmed an entire video and then I accidentally deleted some files, so I've had to refilm the video. I really hope that you like this. This is really my interest when it pertains to Big H. I really like these leathers. I know they're a very niche subject. They're very controversial. People get very upset. Exotics are like caviar. You either love or you hate them. It is what it is. That's fine. I love them, so I'm going to post about them on my channel. So this video is just going to be a guide. We're going to talk about the colors that are available this year for handbags. We'll talk about exotic bait, which I think is actually really important. And then we'll talk about the exotic leather wars. Yes, there is like an exotic leather war going on between some of the top brands. And we'll talk about how does that impact Big H as well. Let's talk about what we're not going to talk about. We're not going to talk about whether it's ethical to buy them or not. Should you buy them? Should you not buy them? People moaning about their personal opinions on them. We're not going to do that because it's just pointless to do that. Everyone has their opinion. You guys know where I stand. Many of you like them. That's why you found me. If you come and watch my videos and you like exotics, you like fur, I want you to know that you're safe to discuss them with me and to discuss them with my community. By the way, I have a Facebook group. Go join below if you like exotics because we post them all the time in there. So it's not a question about moaning about whether they're ethical or not. I don't really care. I don't really want to talk about that. So please don't moan and whinge about that in the comments. This is my taste. These are my interests. And anyone who writes anything crazy in these comments, you're going to catch that block button handy. Okay? All right. So the disclaimer's over because we live in the internet age and people are triggered. Let's start off now with the exotic colors for this year. These are the spring summer colors. And yeah, let's just go through them. I think just to make it easier for me when I'm editing, I'm just going to put a swatch up instead of looking for like a bag with the corresponding color, because that will take too long for me to edit and I have a lot of work to do, like my actual work. But I wanted to get this video out to you guys. Let's start off with the first color here, which is Béton, which comes this spring summer in ostrich. Cute color. What do we think about this? Do you guys like this color? I don't really like Big H's neutrals, but I do think this is cute. I wouldn't say no. There's also Green Ev, which I think is new, and this comes in matte crocodile. Thoughts? There's also Gris Pearl in ostrich. I think this is one of their more popular colors. Like this color, we tend to see it a lot we tend to see the color a lot like in bags, particularly in the Kellys. I've noticed that we see that one a lot. There's Blue Glacier, which also comes in ostrich as well. This looks more grey. Does anyone feel like it looks a little bit more grey? There's Terre Cuite, which comes in ostrich. Not a fan of this. I wish they would have just kept Rose Tyrian in ostrich. I do not like this. There's Craft in matte alligator. Not crazy about this color, can't lie. Don't like it. I'm not actually really crazy about the exotic colors that they've done for spring summer. There's Ver Comics in matte alligator. Love that one. Oh my gosh, okay, my favorite color is this one of the exotic exclusive shades. Aubergine in shiny croc. This is absolutely beautiful. I gagged when I saw this for the first time. I do love this one. I think this is actually really nice because it's like a nice alternative. Instead of just getting black, you could get this, which I think is a standout piece. There's Blue Nuit, which comes in matte alligator this year. It's blue, so let's move on. I don't want to talk about it. Noir, which comes in lizard. Interesting, black lizard, that's very interesting. And then there's Noir again, which comes in ostrich. Okay, I don't get the point of buying like a black ostrich bag. I think ostrich looks best in pastels and brighter colors. That's me personally. Don't shoot the messenger and have a moan at me. I'm just saying. And then there's Noir again in matte alligator. Very beautiful. So yeah, these are the exotic exclusive colors for spring summer 2023. Once we get the autumn winter colors, of course I will do a video on them as well. I've already done a colors video, which you can go watch on my Big H playlist. I'd love to know what you guys think about these colors. Honestly, I wasn't really gagging when I saw these colors. Like, I wasn't gagged, you know? And I wasn't like, oh my god, I'm gonna die, they're so amazing. I was just like, well, you know, they're quite safe. They've played it very safe this spring summer. Normally with their exotics they do try things that are a little bit different. They try things that are fresh. I think one of the best exotic colors they've ever done is Rose Tyrian, which was I think that was available in ostrich at a period of time. Doesn't look like it's available this year, which is a disappointment because I think it's such a beautiful color for ostrich. This is very safe. It's very big H of them. It's very, let's play it very safe and just have classic neutral colors. It's possible that the clientele for exotics only wants neutral colors that can go with everything and they don't want bright colors. I feel like bright exotics just look better in ostrich. Personally, I found that the brighter colored exotics, like in the reptilian leathers, lizard, bright colors look good in lizard, like pink and yellow and green and blue and stuff, but I've noticed with like croc and alligator, like if they don't, I don't know, if the leathers are not dyed a certain way, it doesn't look good. Whereas I feel like these exotic leathers, they just, to me, they're beautiful, don't get me wrong, they're just very safe. I would have loved to have seen them try some new things. At Louis Vuitton, Louis Vuitton is trying a lot of new things. Louis Vuitton play with like, they do ombre, like exotics, they do dégradé ones as well. They do them in different colors. They're trying new things, and I think that makes it very exciting for the clients. But anyway, they obviously know what they're doing. It seems that people who are buying exotics now just want to play it very safe and have things that are safe. And I would understand that, particularly at these price points, which are incredibly high. Okay, so let's talk about the leathers that are available this year based on the things that I've seen on social media and my research. This is across the board for a bunch of bags. It doesn't mean that every bag is going to have it. Believe it or not, I have seen crocodile synetics, and that is like a Quota bag, a non-Quota bag. It's definitely not a Quota bag. That's a non-Quota bag I really like at the brand. It's very expensive. I have seen like exotic ones of that, so it's not like every single like bag is going to come in these leathers, but it depends on the bag. But generally speaking, these are the exotic hides that are available: lizard, ostrich, Poroscis crocodile, Nilo croc, alligator. So those are the key like exotic leathers that will be available. They also come in different finishes. They come in patent, which Big H calls shiny, and then it also comes in matte as well, in terms of like the reptilian leathers. So they're going to have different finishes available as well. Big H doesn't use python to my understanding, and they don't use stingray. Stingray, you tend to see that more at Bulgari. They make some beautiful ones I've seen, and big Gucci's really known for python, and they make python beautifully, and you see python as well at Louis Vuitton as well. Okay, so I want to talk about my favorite picks, the ones that I personally like. It doesn't mean I want to buy them. It doesn't mean I'm going to buy them. I'm not really going to tell you guys what's on my exotic like wish list, because I don't know like whether I'm going to get one this year from Big H or whether I'm just going to go to Louis Vuitton, because I feel like Louis Vuitton is really winning me over. Even when I was in Johannesburg in January, when I just made an inquiry, I was like, so like if I want to buy an exotic, how does it work? She was like, oh, we can order it for you, and she was trying to tell me like, if you see it in Europe, buy it there, but I can order it for you. Like I feel like Louis Vuitton really wants exotic clientele, and I want to go where I'm wanted, not where I have to beg. I have my limits to begging. I feel like at this price point I would like to not beg, so I think I might go with Louis Vuitton this year, but I'm still thinking. So I'm not going to share my exotic wish list yet, because I don't know if I'm going to stick to Big H for this. I still love Big H's exotic bags, they're so beautiful, and if I get offered one I would take it, but I think I might go to Louis Vuitton this year for it. Anyway, the things which I like anyway, because I think they're beautiful. I don't know if I can find pictures on the screen. If I can, I'll put them up. The Kelly Pochette in Lizard and the Mini Kelly in Lizard, I think these are absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. These bags, the bait that these bags require has to be out of this world. I did hear a rumor that the Mini Kelly and Lizard requires significant loyalty, like significant loyalty in the 5 figures. That's the rumor that I've heard, and I can believe it because Lizard is quite rare at the brand. Another one that I love and I think is so gorgeous, so beautiful, is the Mini Kelly in Ostrich. I think this one is absolutely stunning, and yeah, absolutely love it as well. I think that Ostrich just looks really, I think it just looks really good in the brighter colors and in pastels. I think Ostrich bags look really good in the smaller sizes, but particularly in like pastels. I feel like pastels are like the right colorway for the Ostrich bags. Like they just look really good like that. And then of course the Birkin 25 or Kelly 25 or Birkin 30 or Kelly 28 in croc or alligator. I think these are classic exotics, and I think it's like a true classic exotic, if that makes sense. In any of these sizes, I think they're also super beautiful as well. You can't go wrong with any of them. Even like the Croc Constance, which I think the Crocodile Constance or like a Lizard Constance, I think that's like a unicorn. Like, you know, there's so much chatter right now about like exclusivity and like what's exclusive and what's not. Like I think a Crocodile Constance or a Lizard Constance says that you have very discerning taste, and I think that they're super beautiful as well. So those are ones which I think just look really, really great. Obviously they're all going to require work and loyalty and bait, there's no question. Even as exotics, they're going to require work. Big H have released a new exotic, which a lot of you guys have sent me messages about. Again, I don't know if I can find a picture. I'm kind of lazy today because this video is going to take a long time for me to edit. If I can find a picture, I'll post it. If I can't, I'm sorry. It's the Birkin 20 in Lizard. This was offered to some top famous influencer celebrities have been offered this. This is definitely a VVIP bag. There's no question about it. This is going to require insane loyalty. This is a VVIP bag. Don't even try and be like, oh, I have a relationship with my SA and I buy 1 twilly a year, I can get it. It's not gonna happen, okay? I'd love to know what you think about that one. I'm curious to know what you guys think about that, because I have noticed, I'm wondering whether their Lizard supply, is it getting better? Because we are seeing more and more Lizard bags being offered to celebrities and influencers and VIP clients. So I'm wondering whether like their Lizard supply is improving. The next one that I wanted to also just tell you about is the Himalayan Kelly with diamonds. I think this is another unicorn bag. Again, if you get it offered, you know, you should take it. If I recall correctly, this is more than 200,000 euros, I think, at the boutique. I don't remember the exact price, but it's definitely a six-figure bag. It has diamonds on the like the hardware, and it's the Himalayan Kelly. Definitely more than 200K in Europe. Maybe even more than that, to be honest. I don't know the exact price, but it's a six-figure bag. Tell me what you think about this one, because I've noticed Big H is going in this direction of making exotics with diamonds, which I think is a very interesting direction. I'd be super curious to know if Louis Vuitton will do something like this. Maybe like a croc capucine with diamonds. That would be so fire. I'd love to know if they would do that. I wanted to mention the men's bags as well. When I had said in my video about Louis Vuitton if I should talk more about men's, you said yes. So there are two men's bags which I have seen that come in exotic every now and then. The Hack, which is the Haute Courant bag. I've seen that on a reseller site. Again, don't know if I have a picture. If I don't, I'm sorry. And that was in croc. It was absolutely stunning. I saw it on a reseller website though. And the Kelly Depeche. The Kelly Depeche, it's my understanding, is a Quota bag because it has the word Kelly in it. It's a men's bag, but it is a Quota bag as well. And I've seen like that one in croc as well. So they do come in exotic as well. So I think it's just worth mentioning that, just in case you're interested. So the men's bags also come in exotic too. Now I want to talk about exotic resale and whether you should buy it resale or you should go to the store. I think this is just a personal decision. I feel like there's so many great exotics out there from other brands as well. I don't know whether I would go to a massive effort to buy like an exotic bag at resale. For example, the Mini Kelly in croc is going for like, I've seen some people post it for 75,000 euros and $80,000 like in croc, and that's in America. Whereas at the boutique, I think at the boutique in America, give or take, it's about like $27,000 or $28,000. Like I know in America they're like extra taxes, so I think that's like before tax. I think if you have those funds, you should just go to the boutique, because why pay 80K when you can just go to the store? Yeah, you'll still have to play a few games, you know, but you'll probably get it and you won't have to spend 80. I know people say, oh, I don't want to spend time playing games, and I get that. I do respect that. But if that's the case, go to Louis Vuitton or go to Fendi or Dior or Big Gucci, because they have beautiful handmade exotics as well. I don't know, I just kind of feel like the exotic pricing right now on reseller sites is a rip-off, and I just think that the prices are crazy, because a lot of them are like resellers scoring in Paris, who are putting in their markup, and they're trying to get the money back from the bait that they have purchased, or that people maybe who have got a local offer. Maybe someone bought a mini Kelly and croc, and now it's like, oh my god, I have a crocodile mini Kelly, I don't want to use it, even though those leathers are quite durable. And then they're like, okay, I'm just going to go resell it. And then they think of all the things that they have purchased in order to get the bag, and then they want to get their money back. I still think that if you have 80K to spend on an exotic leather handbag, you should go to the store, or you should take that to Louis Vuitton and do a special order. You can do an exotic special order in croc. I think in any of their leathers you can, but definitely in croc you can. You should go there. And I mean, if you shop at Louis Vuitton anyway, and if you care about things like profiles, not everyone cares about that, but I'm guessing if you shop at Big H, you do care about profiles and treatment and being treated well. You could take that and go there and make like 2 exotic special orders and be treated phenomenally well. They'll invite you to events, they will remember you, they'll remember your birthday. Like, I personally just wouldn't. And I know many of you are in similar situations to me. You live very far away from the boutique. So maybe you're thinking, let me just go resell. I wouldn't go resell for an exotic leather bag, and I love them. I think you should just go to the store. That's just kind of my view on it. It's my personal opinion. There might be an exception to this, maybe like the Himalayan. So maybe you're thinking like, okay, well, can I get the Himalayan in the store? There are 2 of you who follow me who have Himalayans and got them from the boutique, and they're very, very rare. You know, when you see these things on social media, you think every single person who shops at Big H has a Himalayan. They do not. They're incredibly rare bags. They're so hard to get. So would it be worth to buy a Hima on the resale market? I still say no, because I still think if you have that level of income and if you have the funds, you can probably just wait it out at your local store. Now, the only difference is if you're in a situation like me where you don't have a home store. If you don't have a home store, you can only really try in Paris, or maybe London to a lesser extent for those of you in Africa. If you go to London maybe 2 or 3 times a year, maybe you could go there and make a wish. But you'd still need to like specifically go to Paris and really try and make a go of it. And that can be hard, because the thing that people don't understand about Paris is, like, for the people who shop in Paris, you have to get ready to show a lot of loyalty at once, because depending on how often you can go there, if you can go twice a year, if you can go 3 times a year, you don't have that FaceTime that other people have who have home stores. Because if you have a home store, you should be going in like once a month or once every 6 weeks, really. But if you are like me and you have to go to Paris, you really have to think, like, how do I stand out at the store in order to get offers that are very special. So if you want to get like a Himalayan in Paris, like, you need to have a huge profile and you need to get ready. And there's no question, like, you know, they're going to expect you to like take like fine jewelry and like timepieces. There's no question about it, for sure. Definitely that bag is going to require jewelry, for sure. I'd be shocked if anyone could get that bag without buying fine jewelry or high jewelry. I'd be really surprised. Okay, another thing which I wanted to mention, which I think is important, and I feel like we don't talk about it enough, is exotic non-quota bags. I feel like non-quota bags in the normal leathers, I don't feel like they count. I feel like exotic non-quota bags kind of count though, because I feel like, again, it shows your loyalty to the brand, it shows your ability to be very elastic as well, and it shows that you can spend. And I think that's the key thing. It shows that you have that like spending power, and I think that's something that they want to see. You know, one non-quota bag that looks really good in exotic, the mini Ruly. The mini Ruly I think the exotic hides are croc and lizard and ostrich. it looks really, really, really good. So maybe something like the Mini Rudy in exotic. I think they're doing like Picotins now as well. In exotic, they're doing Picotin Touch. They're doing a mixture of ones as well. It's just something to think about, because I do feel like they kind of count. Not count completely, but I feel like they kind of count. Whereas a non-Quota bag that isn't exotic like does not count. But I feel like they kind of count, if that makes sense. Okay, let's talk about things that actually really do count. The exotic accessories and the exotic SLGs and exotic shoes, those count. So like the lizard shoes, lizard Orans, croc Orans, the lizard SLGs, the croc SLGs, the ostrich SLGs. Although I feel like the reptilian SLGs count more than the ostrich ones, just because it's reptilian leather, so it's more expensive. But like, I don't know, like the croc SLGs, lizard SLGs, those are so expensive. Like, I swear, like the Constant Slim wallet in lizard, I swear it's like 5,000 something euro in Paris, and that's like a full bag. I think in like Python at Fendi. Definitely at Gucci, you're going to get like the mini Diana for less than 5k. I'm pretty sure it's like 4,000 euros right now, like the mini Diana in full Python, and that's a fully made, handmade bag. Okay, so like I think that those exotic SLGs really count for your profile, whether you're shopping in France or you're shopping at home. So I think it's something that you should just be aware of. Like, you can definitely, I think, make some headway with them, because they're very much a tough sell, if you ask me. So I wanted to, yeah, just mention that. Something else which I wanted to talk about is the fact that Big H has a lot of competition. We're in this really interesting era of the exotic leather wars. So the exotic leather wars is like the competition that Big H is experiencing from other maisons. So Louis Vuitton is the best example of this. Louis Vuitton has invested heavily in exotics. If you have bought a Louis Vuitton exotic bag, you are going to be very important at your local store for sure. They're going to roll out the red carpet for you. If you buy one in Paris, they will roll out the red carpet for you. Okay, it doesn't matter which leather, whether it's Python, whether it's lizard or ostrich or croc, they will roll out the red carpet for you. Something I noticed when I was at Dior in February, they have an exotics only essay as well, and they all wear gloves and stuff. Even when they're handling those bags, like they don't like, it's not like a normal leather bag. They just grab it off the shelf. It's not like that. They put gloves on and then they show you and all this stuff. So they'll take you very, very, very seriously at Dior as well. The impression I got was that they take it super seriously and they don't play around. And similarly, from what I've heard at Gucci, it's very similar as well. And from what I've heard at Fendi, it's also very similar. Ferragamo also make exotics, which are super beautiful. I didn't really know this until I started researching this video. I knew that they made them, but I only was familiar with ostrich. I didn't know that they do them in lizard. They also do them in croc as well. So there's a lot of options for people who want to go buy them. I still think like Big H is the Michael Jackson of exotic leathers, there's no question. But Louis Vuitton, baby, she's the Beyonce. You know, Beyonce is my favorite artist. Michael Jackson is my favorite artist, dead or alive, but Beyonce is my favorite artist of today. You know, Big H is MJ honey, okay, but LV, Dior, they're Beyonce, and they're really competing right now. So it's just a question of your personal taste and your personal style. It's my understanding that the LVMH exotic artisans, all of them have to have like a minimum of like 10 years of experience to make the exotic bags at Dior and at Louis Vuitton. So, I mean, these are top tier products across the board. Big H is really good at like reminding people that all their things are handmade, but they're not the only people that make handmade exotics. They have to be made by hand. The leathers are very heavy and they require a lot of artistry and know-how in order to make them. So it's just your decision as to where you want to go. I'm leaning towards Louis Vuitton because I'd like to not get dragged. But I think, you know, if you get an exotic offer, specifically like a Quota offer, like a Birkin, Kelly or Constance, and you like exotics, you should take it. Because I feel like it's just such a great offer to have. So that concludes basically this video. I just wanted to share the information with you and just let you guys know about the things that are going on. We've covered colors. We've covered the fact that the lizard Birkin 20 is coming, was here. That's obviously going to be a VVVIP bag. And we've also covered the competition. I think with the stuff with the competition, it's like, it's your personal decision. It's up to you, and you have to decide like whether you want to play the game at the boutique, or whether you want to try, like maybe just say, okay, I'm not going to play the game for exotics at the store. I'm going to just go to other brands instead. There is, I think, a misconception that exotics are easier. Generally speaking, it's my understanding that exotics are 1% of all leather production. That's a number that someone on TikTok said, and that person seemed to know what they were talking about in this comment. They were saying how it's 1% of all their leather production, so they're quite rare. And I feel like they allocate them to the markets where they think they're going to sell. There are a lot of exotics in Monaco. There are a lot of exotics in the Middle East, in the different boutiques there. There are a lot of exotics in the different countries, obviously in the Middle East, that have boutiques there. There are a lot of exotics in different markets in China, and in Singapore, and in South Korea, in Japan, in Australia, in Thailand as well. And there's certain markets in America where there are lots of them as well. So like Miami, LA, Las Vegas, and New York. Like those of you who live in those cities, you've always told me like, oh, I see exotics on display, I see exotics on display. They're not really a thing in Europe anymore, and people don't really like them in Europe, so there are not that many of them in Europe. So it's not like some of you were telling me, oh, it's, you know, just go to Europe and just ask when they'll sell you one. It's not that straightforward, because even if they're not as popular, it means that maybe the one that I want, for example, might not be there, or maybe the one that someone else wants might not be there. So they go to different markets, and they still require loyalty. And I'm super excited because I have an exotics Birkin bait video that is coming, so you'll see that next week. And that's a great example of someone who is a baller. She got a beautiful crocodile Birkin. You'll see. You'll hear about it in the Birkin bait video, and she did show loyalty for that offer. So this idea that they don't require any loyalty and you can walk in and get one, I think it's a bit of an urban legend, maybe a few years ago. But today it's like, even those bags, people will spend money for them. Many people decline them, but just because you decline them, it doesn't really mean anything. Someone's going to buy that bag anyway. So whether someone declined it or not, it doesn't really mean anything. We're talking about what's going on today, like what's happening this year with them, not what's going on 3 years ago, 4 years ago, because that information is old. You know how I always tell you, I want to give you guys accurate information for today. I don't want to think about what happened a few years ago. We're only talking about what's happening today. I don't think that as straightforward as they appear to be. As someone who obviously shops in Paris, I go to Paris often, even the impression I get when I was there was that they are very proud of them. Like they're everywhere. At the Sèvres location, at Faubourg, like they're on the shelf, they're super proud of them, you can tell. They're not that straightforward. So they might be easier in theory, but I still think that you need a few bits and pieces like to support those offers even in Paris. So I still think they're going to need some work. Definitely the lizard bags, they're not going to give them to people who don't have massive like profiles. Like I just don't see how that's going to happen. Like no one's going to tell me that they walked into Paris and got a mini Kelly in lizard and they bought like a perfume. That's just not going to happen. Okay, stop. Okay, and like I said, ostrich isn't the same as croc or lizard, and I think it's really important, and that's what I want this guide to highlight, at least from what I have been understanding. Like ostrich exotics, I still think are easier, but I'm talking about the like crocodilian leathers, so lizard, alligator, and Parosis crocodile, and Nilo, like those are difficult, and they're going to require some work for this year, for 2023. They're still technically easier than a neutral bag in Epsom or whatever, but they still require some loyalty, and you'll see that in the Birkin bait video that is coming. So anyway, I really hope that you guys have liked this exotics guide. This information isn't easy to get. In case you do have fur, They have a coat which was on the catwalk for autumn winter 2023. This one here, I'll insert a picture here. This is fur. They've got another one as well, I think, but this one has fur. When I was there in February, there was a coat I saw that had fur in it. They have fur, so if you like fur, you can find it there. I think that there were also these mink fur runs that were seasonal, but obviously their fur pieces are seasonal, so you don't get them like that often, but they are seasonal pieces as well. So yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. I just wanted to like share like this exotics guide. I hope it helps someone and gives you the information. Like I said, we're not going to be political here. We're just sharing information so that we can just help each other, and so that people can be successful at the boutique if you want to buy these things. And just before I forget, the touch bags, let's talk about those. Do I like them? I like them now, and I think that they are beautiful. I think that they are you still need to show loyalty to get them though. But I think if you're offered one, you know, it's a beautiful offer, you should probably take it. You know, if you're offered. And then also Ombre Lizard, just before I forget, because I wanted to mention this. I feel like Ombre Lizard, again, it's like caviar. I've had to kind of learn about the Ombre Lizard and to see whether it's something that I could digest. I never used to really like Ombre Lizard, but with time I've come to really like those bags. I think they're very beautiful, and I'd be very open to getting one from any brand. But the thing you need to know is that it is going to patina. And there's no question about it. So it's going to patina, and that's something that you have to be okay with. And the bag will go yellow over time, and that is something which, you know, many people, you know, don't like about Ombre Lizard. One of the biggest critiques about exotics is that they don't have good resale value because people don't want to buy them, because they can't resell them on, because obviously you can only resell them to people who like exotics. I love exotics, and I'm telling you, don't buy them at resale, just go to the store, because I still think you can be more successful there. That is true, they don't have great resale value. That said, at the moment, all of them are going above resale, because I think getting these bags is so difficult in the boutique. I just think that you should buy bags because you love them. Then it's not business. To me, I find it so strange the way people see these bags as investments. I find it very, very odd. I know many of you don't agree with me, and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't think you should buy an exotic bag on the idea that it's an investment. You should buy it because you want to use it and you love it. That's just kind of my point of view on the whole thing. I really hope that you've liked this video. Please consider joining my group. I think if you love exotics, go join the group. You'll really like the group, because you can post exotics there, you can post fur there, no one's going to judge you or anything. I know people get weird about this stuff on the internet, but not in my group, and I'd love to see you there. And go follow my page and follow me on Instagram as well. I post them often there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.